Join me today for another update to the upcoming BattleTech Mercenaries Kickstarter, as well as some other products that Catalyst will be releasing in the interim. Welcome back to those of you who've been here before. Welcome to those of you who are new to the channel. In case the box doesn't give it away or the intro, this is going to be another BattleTech video. This is a follow-up to the early January update video, which got out later than planned. So this one's kind of hot on its heels. There's a number of things to cover in this video. And like the last one, we're going to switch over. You know what all kinds of other people on YouTube have managed to master, but we're still learning. And I apologize if you watched the last video. I thought the little strip down at the bottom was going to be transparent in the recording. It was only there for me to be able to see it as it was recording. I didn't realize till after the fact that no, it's there for all to see. So I'm going to try to do something about that in this one. Here's hoping. If nothing else, I'll move it to a less obstructive part of the page. So anyway, this is there's a number of things I'm going to cover, and if the video ends up being longer than planned, I'm going to break it up into separate videos. So if you see like a part 1, part 2, part 3, it's all from one video, and once I have released the pieces, I will release the regular cut of everything together. So anyway, here goes. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is the Mercenaries Kickstarter Preview 3. So similar to the other previews, we start off here with the Mercenaries box set, the Kickstarter, the date, March 23rd, 2023, the launch date. And then preview 3, it's the same picture we've had before, the same second page, just stating what we're about to see. And then we go on to page 3, where we get to see our preview of the Ostrock. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. That's going to be in the Inner Sphere Heavy Recon Lance. The mobile headquarters, which is not pictured here, but will be pictured here in a moment, will be found in the Battlefield Support Objectives Force Pack. So we scroll down again, and here you can see the original artwork for the Ostrock, and the little commentary over here on the left-hand side saying that this is probably the most radically redesigned mech. And if you look at it, it doesn't have humanoid arms that just end in gun barrels or rocket launchers or what have you. I don't know what it's armed with off the top of my head. Whereas if I go back a page here, you can see that clearly they gave it a more humanoid configuration with hands and moved the launcher to the upper torso. So that's a considerable departure from the line art. And then you have the mobile headquarters down here, which is a big truck with a gun and some antennas on top. You know, there's not a whole lot to it. It'd be nice to have this in plastic because I never could get the radar dish to glue on my metal one. So we go and see the line art for the updated Ostrock, or the sketch rather here. And again, you can see it's a more humanoid configuration with the arms. Then we jump down again, and you can see a couple different takes for the mobile headquarters. I believe that middle one is kind of the initial go around of the redesign, but as the little thing over here on the right hand side says, they're like, hey, let's make this a little more sci-fi. And so that's where you get the top redesign, which finally leads to the refined lower image there, which, you know, I like it personally. And then we have the Ostrock here. Again, some 3D renders. And then the 3D renders of the mobile headquarters. So you can see it keeps the basic, you know, basically a big truck with a gun and some radar dishes, but makes it look a little more rugged, a little more, sci-fi-ish, futuristic, I guess. Then here, let me move this so we can get a better view. We see the Ostrock in the first Hesperus Guards colors, and the mobile headquarters in the 17th Avalon Hussars, I believe. So those are both house units. The Hesperus Guards would be for House Steiner. And although, since it's Hesperus, I don't know if they're with Duke Vedette, who at present is off doing his own thing, or if they're still loyal to the Archon. And then the 17th Avalon Hussars, well, Avalon, I'm assuming, is New Avalon, which is the House Davian's capital world. So then we'll go down another page. Kind of an action shot here of the Ostrock doing its thing. This is what we'd expect to see in like a TRO. And again, not really an action-y kind of thing for the truck. It's just got a guy there and it's in the city, because that's pretty much what it does. And then we have the plastic mock-ups here. Now the one for the truck is not the final. It's what they call a master, and then from those they create the mold, and then from that the production models are created. So like the Ostrock above, that is, presumably that is a final production run model. But the one below is a master. And then here we see the Ostrock painted up, let's see, an Elysian Lancers paint scheme. And we'll understand what the Elysian Lancers here is all about here in just a moment. And that's their symbol there in the upper right-hand corner. And then here's the truck. And it doesn't, I guess this is also Elysian Lancers because it's their symbol again. And that's the way the other two previews worked. So we're going to go on that. Okay, so then we have some other products that are mentioned. So, the Ostrock, if you want the updated with later era technology, it's in the Il-Clan Recognition Guide, Volume 21, and there's a link to it in the thing. And then the mobile headquarters is in Volume 29. So these were both already done. So they're already out in the recognition guides, which creates updated variants that have technology from later in the timeline, because both of these are very, very early units. So then we have an advertisement here for Riptides, which is Mercenaries Tales Volume 1. This story is going to involve the Elysian Lancers and Clan Seafox. This is set before Clan Wolf's invasion of Terra. So, going into it how that turns out. This is moving towards it, so it's kind of it's a prequel of sorts. The BattleTech novels are not super beholden to this is the current point, everything is after this. So they definitely kind of bounce around for stories people want to tell. And then we have some more Mercenaries Tales books coming up on February 10th. Oh, sorry. I should mention the Elysian Lancer or Riptides book is already out in both PDF and Dead Tree format if you prefer. I believe those are available through Amazon, and I'm not sure about Barnes & Noble, but I know Amazon for sure. So the next one comes out February 10th. It's Innocent and Defenseless, and it's going to involve the Aerodani Light Horse. That's their symbol in the upper left cover of the book, and the Star League. Now, the Aerodani Light Horse is a Star League descendant unit, so this might be like right around the fall of the Star League, the Exodus, something like that. The symbol on the cover, if you look, the word defenseless under the last S, go down, there's a little white symbol that looks like the Star League star. That should indicate this is a Star League era story. Just like if I go back here, Riptides, that symbol, I'm assuming marks this as an Ill Clan era story. I don't recognize it right off the top of my head, but I'm assuming that's what it means. It could be the Dark Age symbol, but I don't think it is, because I believe that is what you see here under Perceptions of Victory in the lower right-hand corner. That is the symbol for the Republic, and I believe that is the symbol to denote the Dark Age. Although it could be the Republic era, the peacetime between the Jihad and before the Dark Age, but I believe it's the Dark Age symbol. Really didn't plan on going down that path, or I would have confirmed all that. But anyway, so book number 3 in the series, coming out March 10th, features the Northwind Highlanders and the Republic. And like I said, this is before the fall of the Republic, somewhere along the way. So we'll have to see. And then that is it for that. So now, kind of jumping over here, this is an announcement on the forums for the BattleTech, and it notes there's a backer kit pre-launch page, and now we're going to check that out. So, as you can see here, it's got a countdown clock running. We're presently, as of this recording, 66 days and 17 hours and some odd minutes away from the launch. As you go through here, you can sign up here, which this will give you access to a playtest thing they want to try out, where they're trying to simplify the vehicle and artillery rules. I know for sure vehicle rules. I've downloaded it, but I haven't tested it out myself. It seems to be that it's made for people who are used to using just the Battle Mech manual, and they want vehicles, but they don't want overly complicated vehicles, because vehicles are different mode of movement. So they're different unit type. They have their own rules, so they can complicate things if you let them. So they're trying out something here. This is similar to the support deck, which has cards that you pay a cost for to handle that. When you play them, they simulate an artillery barrage or a strafing run or a minefield. So this is going to be something similar to that, I believe. But once I have a chance to check it out, I'll get back to you and do another video on it itself. So if you sign up, like I said, if you sign up here, you'll get that and other notifications. So then we have some of our mercenary symbols here, going left to right. We have the Wolster Dragoons, the Kellhounds, the Eridani Light Horse, and the Northwind Highlanders. I'm going to go ahead and warn you to look at this page. The farther we go along, the fewer of these I'm going to recognize. So we got some of the stuff we had last time, just talking about the number of mechs that they made. There's the picture of all of them. For the last Kickstarter, this is mentioning they're going to add in support vehicles and VTOLs and battle armor. Then this is a picture from the last page, I do believe, that shows a lot of the newer units. Not going to bother going through trying to identify all those. Some artwork here. If you go on the page and look close enough, you can see there's a dude standing on top of the battle mech. Then we have just a little blip here that there's new force packs, and I believe it's actually going to name all of them here in a moment. There's a little clip here, and we're not gonna play that, but it's here if you want to check it out. The Mercenaries box again. Then here the Inner Sphere Recon Lance, and I don't recognize those off the top of my head. So then we get more mercenary symbols. I believe the one on the far left is the Grey Death Legion, and after that I'm not 100% certain. I want to say the second one there is Hansen's Rough Riders, but I'm probably wrong, so I'm not going to commit to that. The other two I've never seen before. And so then here we have a list of the force packs that are going to be available. So we're going to have an Intersphere Recon Lance, an Intersphere Pursuit Lance, Battlefield Support, Recon and Hunter, and in case I didn't mention it in the other part, the Battlefield Support packs, those are the ones that have the vehicles in them. An Intersphere Security Lance, a Clan Cavalry Star, and if you haven't seen the other videos, the difference between those are the Intersphere Lances have 4 battle mechs in them. The Clan Stars have 5 battle mechs. Then we have the Battlefield Support Assault and Cavalry, Intersphere Assault Lance, Intersphere Heavy Recon Lance, Battlefield Support Battle and Fire, Clan Direct Firestar, Intersphere Battle Armor Pack, and Battlefield Support Objectives. Now, I don't have the list from the previous Kickstarter in front of me, but I do believe some of these names were used in the previous one. I'm not 100% on that, but I do believe that is the case. And that's because the way the Lances and Stars are built, you can have multiple configurations that still qualify for the role. Like the Recon Lance, it's for Recon mechs. So there's a specific profile they look for. I don't have the book in front of me, but I'm going to assume it has to do with speed and stealth and probably range. And so any mech that fits that profile qualifies. If you get 4 of them, you have a Recon Lance. So there's all kinds of different permutations. So some of these could definitely have the same names. Now you'll notice there are only 2 Clan Stars this time. The clans, by and large, do not use Mercenaries. So the fact that this is Mercenary focused always meant it was going to be Intersphere heavy. And the 2 Clan Stars are going to feature a number of the 2C models. And what that means is they are models of Intersphere mechs that the clans then made an upgraded version using clan technology. So like the Intersphere has the Marauder, the clans have the Marauder 2C. So it's a 2 because it's a new model, and then the C denotes it's a clan variant because there is also an actual Marauder 2. So you have that, whereas something like the Mad Cat, which is a clan design, the Mark II is just the Mark II or the Mad Cat 2. Sometimes they use Mark II, sometimes they don't. I've never noticed any consistency one way or the other. But that's what most of the mechs in those are. Not all, but most. So, it helps that essentially they're beefed up Intersphere mechs. And then there are 4 Battlefield Support Packs. So lots of vehicles. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 5 Intersphere Lances, and then the Battle Armor Pack, which I imagine will be similar to the Elemental set from the Clan Invasion Kickstarter, but we'll use Intersphere Battle Armor. I don't know if it's going to be specifically the battle armor that's called Intersphere Battle Armor, or if it'll be the Grey Death Legion Battle Armor, or some better battle armor that came along later. So we'll have to see. I don't think they've said which one it is, but I could be wrong. If they have and please put it in the comments. Speaking of which, if you like what you've seen thus far, we always appreciate you hitting the like, share, subscribe, make some comments, all that kind of stuff. Everything to improve the algorithm so it can get you some videos. And then also included will be legendary packs. In the last Kickstarter, those were 4 battle mechs that had well-known pilots, and there were different poses and or weapon configurations. So I'm assuming that's what we're going to see again here. Salvage boxes, which we had in the first go-around. Those are individual mechs in blind boxes. And perhaps even more. Probably stretch goal related stuff there, if I had to guess. Here we've got a picture of some mercenaries and their off hours, gambling, because, live fast, die hard, I guess. And then just kind of a little note here on mercenaries, some are battle weary, some are wet behind the ears, but all kinds of mercenaries all across the inner sphere. They fight for basically everybody. So then we have the top things, I believe, might be patches because it looks like they've got kind of cloth to them. Again, it's the Grey Death Legion on the left, and then McCarran's Armored Cavalry on the right. Then as you go down, you see 2 challenge coins. The lower one is McCarran's again. The upper one, the bull, that is the Taurian Concordant. They are a small state. Don't say that to them, though. Near the if you see the galactic map, they're like below House Davian, and they have dealings with House Lao and the Magistracy of Canopus. They've entered various alliances together. They occasionally share battle mechs as far as designs. The Taurians have supplied manpower to the Lao before, and they basically think all their problems are the fault of House Davian. They're possibly not wrong. And then I don't know what exactly the thing is, but that is a Rasselhag Dominion symbol there. I don't know if that's a patch or what that is, because it looks reflective like it's metal, but it's not a challenge coin. So I'm not 100% certain what that actually is, but that's what the symbol is for. And so then here we've got talking a little bit about the merchandise. Just like the last time, we're going to have challenge coins, patches, lapel pin. That's probably a lapel pin. And same quality as the last time. Notice that they don't mention dice or t-shirts. I don't know if the dice is an intentional omission after the kerfuffle last time. But the t-shirts, they're going to address, it's either here or on the other page, but before the end of the video, you'll know why the t-shirts aren't noted. So it says here's just a few, but there's dozens of mercenaries and other factions that will be featured. But for sure, we're going to have the Grey Death Legion, the Taurian Concordant, Snord's Irregulars, the Rasselhag Dominion, and McCarran's Armored Cavalry. And there might be a few more surprise swag items to check out as well. Again, that's probably the stretch goals. Sorry, brain fart. And then here we have a 4-inch, what is 4-inch? Yeah, 4-inch tall Timberwolf, a Mad Cat, made by the company that's making the miniatures, I believe. And there's, the normal Mad Cat for scale. So these are going to be in the thing. If you pledge at a veteran level or higher, you'll get one of these. Now we have no idea what that is in terms of monetary cost because we don't know what the pledge levels are going to be yet. We don't know what you'll get for it. So, looks kind of cool. Maybe the start of something else. Hopefully not a new scale, but there's a couple of battle mechs that wouldn't be too bad to have in that size. And then, just like in the last Kickstarter, but now it's not so much of a secret, we are getting another aerospace fighter. This one is the Visigoth, and I believe, let's take that in for a moment, clearly some, probably I'm going to say World War II inspiration there to that thing, with the sweeping wings, and then a little bit more modern looking canopy, although it kind of looks like the body of the the B1, I think. I'm probably wrong on that. I'm not really as good with the bomber designations as the fighter designations. Anyway, I think it looks pretty cool. Now this, you'll get, and that's a clan aerospace fighter, should note that. Now, if you back within the first 48 hours, you'll get one for free. But also, it'll be an add-on, so you can add more if you want them. But it's an incentive to back in the first 48 hours, which you should anyway. And so then, this is just noting the preview that we've already covered, the Riptides book. And then you see some shirts over here, the Clan Seafox shirt and the Elysian Lancers shirt. And so what they're going to do is they're going to start selling the t-shirts on their web store instead of tying them up with the Kickstarter. I'm personally of two minds about this. On the one hand, we might see more of them on the store, and we don't have to wait, a year to get them finally for when everything else is manufactured with Kickstarter. On the other hand, as someone that wears a larger size, I know I'm probably gonna have to buy them as soon as they come up, which means I'm gonna be paying for shipping over and over and over again. And I feel quite bad for the overseas folks who are in a similar situation, because shipping can get kind of ridiculous. So hopefully it's not so hard to get shirts in the size you want, but we'll see. Then it mentions the short stories. We already talked about the one. And based on a post on the forums, I believe once all those books are released, I believe those are only in PDFs, the short stories. Once they're all released, they probably will compile them together into a collection, which will be for sale for print if you want it. So going down here, we have some more faction symbols. Don't know about the one on the left. The one on the far right, again, is McCarran's Armored Cavalry. The one next to it on the left, the purple with the two lances, I think is the 21st Centauri Lancers, but I'm probably way off base on that. So if you know, correct me in the comments. I need to look it up, because that one, I've seen that symbol before, unlike some of the others like the wolf there on the left. Never seen that before. But that one I have seen. I just have to remember if it's the 21st Centauri Lancers or not. So we go down, and here's the Recon and Hunter Lances. Note plural, because there are 8 vehicles in the battlefield support box. So you see your 4 tanks, 2 of each kind, 2 of the helicopters, and 2 of the some kind of wheeled vehicle. So that's the template that we're assuming the others are going to follow. And then this is mentioning the beta playtest that I mentioned up top, as far as the stripped down vehicle rules. And then the rest of this is mainly talking about how it's going to be launching at Adepticon, but they're also going to be setting up launch parties at stores across the country, in different regions. So you try to get your store to sign up, and they want to have everything set up so they can actually stream while it's happening during the opening weekend of the Kickstarter, so they can show a bunch of community camaraderie and everything. You apply online, and they'll send money for food and drinks, and also I believe they will send hang on. I believe it said, I don't see it right off the top of my head right now, but I believe it did say that they will send, oh yeah, here it is. A selection of plastic miniatures from the Mercenaries campaign will be shipped to the venue by the start of March, because it's March 23rd. These can be used as prize support during the event while supplies last. So, I mean, to me, that sounds like they're going to be some miniatures that they already have produced, and they're going to get them here to the States and send them out to the stores. And so if you participate in one of these, you could be one of the first people to actually own some of these. But yeah, so try to contact your local store if you've got one, and see if they can kind of, try to get them to sign up for this, and see if maybe they'll be the lucky one in the region. Get them to be able to show interest. And, it's going to be a scenario, and it just kind of explains here it's, BattleTech and Alpha Strike, or maybe it's an and/or. And then your venue is responsible for coordinating, running the event. There's no requirements for what you see is what you get. In case you don't know what WYSIWYG or as Chad would say, WYSIWYG stands for, because in BattleTech, you don't have to have the exact weapons loadout on the mech. You don't have to have the right mech. Everyone just has to know what it's supposed to be. They don't have to be painted either. So, just get there and have fun. Some more symbols. We know the Elysian Lancers are on the left. Have no idea who the other three are. And then some links to other places to get news. So that's everything there. And then finally, we're going over to the forums post. Now this part right here is basically talking about everything I just said, condensed down into just a little blurb here. I'm going to scroll down, again mentioning the shirts, and obviously they chose these shirts because these are the ones that are in the book that just came out, well, short story. So we got there. There are links here in the post. I will try to put the direct links into the pinned comment for this video, in case you can't find them. The story there gives you a little blurb about the story. And we scroll down. Now, I mentioned they didn't mention dice. They do have some of these. These are metal dice sets, which is why they're $50. And these are leftovers from Gen Con last year. So there's only so many, and once they're gone, God only knows when they're going to restock them. So if you're new to the game and want some Clan Seafox metal dice, you should probably jump on this. Then we have our reprints of Interstellar Operations Alternate Eras, Interstellar Operations Battle Force. These feature the new mercenary themed covers, which I think someone on the forums mentioned this will actually make the third set of connected covers if you have all the books, because they're all the main core rule books. The spines all feature artwork that lines up to make one giant picture, or at least the main set did. I don't know if the reprints do. I think they do. But the one primary thing of note is on the Alternate Eras cover. The large mech in the background, if you can see that, is an Ares tripod mech, I believe, which were exclusive to the Republic of the Sphere. But if you go to this page and zoom in, you can see there's a Clan Seafox logo on it, meaning that they probably have acquired a number of them somehow, and they're either testing them out or getting ready to sell them, because they are basically Space Walmart. So then, the last little bit of news is the street date for Dominions Divided, which is the next campaign-style book that's advancing the plot line. The other two are the other two already out? We haven't done reviews for them yet, unfortunately, because I need to finish reading them, because my time has been quite consumed lately. But this, the first book focused on the collapse of the Jade Falcon occupation zone and how it's basically a massive land grab right now. So various factions have sprung up, plus the Lyrans, the remnants of the Jade Falcons, and Clan Hell's Horses are all sitting there eyeing everything. And then the second book is dealing with the Clan Wolf occupation zone, since it's basically vacant, and House Merrick and the others around it trying to figure out what the best way to approach it is. And then this should be focusing on the war between House Davian and the Draconis Combine. Now, the fact that it's named Dominions Divided has led to the speculation that the Ghost Bears might finally make a move, presumably to attack the rear of the dragon, but we'll see. So yeah, I expect this book will cover what I'm assuming is going to be the battle to retake New Avalon. But we'll have to wait and see. Not very long, though. It should come out Friday, January 27th. And again, a reminder, if you buy these through the Catalyst website, You also get a free PDF, and every time the book is updated, the PDF updates for free. Now, they update the books whenever they find printing errors and any errata they have to do, but they do that on each new printing. So once you have these, you will get the occasional email of, oh, hey, such and such a book updated. And it can be as simple as correcting a couple spelling errors, but they also keep track of the errata somewhere. But that's the one nice thing about buying them directly from Catalyst, is that you have access to that. So, going away from our screen recording here, and back to real life, such as it is. That's your big update. I would say the next update will be whenever we find out about whenever Preview 4 drops. I don't expect there to be quite the dump of news like this, but then again, I wasn't expecting this dump of news either. I thought we were kind of safe just making the last video, and then once Preview 3 came along, we'd have a little short video. I didn't expect all this to just come dropping in all at once. There's no major other source books after Dominion Divided that are supposed to be like out immediately afterwards. There are other source books, obviously, but nothing that's set to be like February 7th or something, So I don't expect the next update to have anything like that in it. Maybe an update on when the first batch of the reconfiguration guides is going to see print, because they're going to bundle them together and make them available for print in like in a TRO style format, or probably whenever the next of the short stories drops, potentially. So we'll just have to see, but I know it's not going to be like tomorrow or the next day. And so hopefully we'll have a little bit of time to take a breath between, and maybe, hopefully get the first of our faction videos out before the next actual update. But anyway, so recording this here on the 15th of January 2023, and should hopefully have it out actually online next 2-3 days, because it shouldn't take long to edit, but there's a video or two in front of it in the queue. So anyway, hopefully you folks enjoyed this, got something out of it. As I said in the last video, we are going to start doing the faction deep dives we talked about last year, but a lot of stuff came up, but we are still committed to doing those. And at the moment, it looks like the Highlanders are probably going to be first. That's the way the vote has trended, singular. Well, I'm not going to count Chad's vote for the urban mix, unless there's a major groundswell of support behind them. But we'll see, I guess. So anyway, if you liked what you saw, hit the like, subscribe, share it around, make some comments. We always like the comments, try to respond when we can. But other than that, we'll see you next time.